What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of Eat the Hatchet podcast. I'm your host, Steve. Please check out my work where I write about the Chicago Blackhawks over at ontapsportsnet.com. You can also find me at a Substack with the newsletter name of the same name as the podcast, Eat the Hatchet, where you can read more about my musings about this beautiful team. But enough with the intro. Let's kind of get right into it today. So we got some Blackhawks related news to talk about, and then we got a game preview for tonight's game. And just as a quick forewarning, I'm recording this on March 25th, so games taking place March 26th. So whether you're listening to this as soon as it's dropped or probably in the morning before the game starts, just some context, I guess. But some quick news. So over at ontapsportsnet.com, I did a little news breakdown on what happened essentially on the 25th after the Blackhawks practice. Head coach Andrew Sorensen gave some injury updates to a few players. Notably, Jason Dickinson is now out for the rest of the season. He sustained what looks like a wrist injury after getting a fight with Jake Neighbors on Saturday's game against the St. Louis Blues. Jason Dickinson stood up for Alec Martinez after a weird hit, and then it looked like Dickinson hurt his wrist and he missed the whole game. It sucks, right? Dickinson, he had played 6 games since he was injured or returned from injury. He received a high ankle sprain against the Oilers on February 5th and then ended up missing 11 games as a result. And that includes that 2-week break of the Four Nations face-off. So, and a quick side note on that too, with that stretch of time that he missed, he was thrown right into the top line because I'm assuming it's because Frank Nazar and Connor Bedard probably need some defensive help. In my opinion, Jason Dickinson missing 11 games, you probably want to ease him into things, especially his first game being back was against the Colorado Avalanche. Maybe ease him into the 4th or 3rd line, definitely not the top line. I'm sure Sorensen was thinking that Dickinson would be able to handle the defensive load, which I think was a lot of responsibility to bear on his shoulders, which is probably why we haven't been seeing him play the best hockey he has been since his return from the injury. But, just something I noticed, something I want to point out. The other 2 players that were mentioned in this little injury update is Colton Dach is still listed day-to-day. He injured his elbow last week against the Los Angeles Kings. And, of course, as previously alluded to, Alec Martinez, upper body injury after he took that weird hit with Jake Neighbors against the Blues. So, that's pretty much it on the news front. You can check out a breakdown I did of Artem Leshonov's first 7 games. That's over at ontapsportsnet.com. I just kind of broke down like his play style and took a look at some numbers and stuff. So check it out. It's a fun read. But let's get into this game preview, right? So they're going to be playing tonight, March 26th at 6:30 p.m. Central. So the game is going to be aired on TNT, but also it's not exclusive to TNT because if you are in the Chicagoland area, you can watch this through CHSN. This was a change as of I think March 25th, where they made the change where you could just watch it without it being blacked out. So that's kind of a win in my opinion. If you are out of market like myself, where you normally rely on ESPN Plus to watch these games, probably still going to be blacked out. So don't get your hopes up. But they're taking on the New Jersey Devils, who are coming into the United Center. And the Devils are a team that's going to pose a problem to the Blackhawks. So the Blackhawks, a lot of their games are like these teams where they're all playing for something. Now the Devils, they're not at risk of losing a playoff spot. They have 81 points. They sit comfortably at third place in the Metro Division, and the wild card race is looking pretty locked up with the Ottawa Senators at 79 points, and then Montreal will be probably playing musical chairs with like 7 other teams. But you don't got to worry about the Devils falling out of the race by any means, but they haven't been playing the best stretch of hockey. They are currently on a 3-game losing streak. They just lost a game against the Vancouver Canucks. They lost that game in the shootout, and then over the weekend they lost a game to the Ottawa Senators, where their head coach Sheldon Keefe kind of called out one of his players, Jonathan I'm going to butcher this name, Kovacevic, for his what he was saying was his poor play, I guess. So basically, Kovacevic was asked, and this was before they even interviewed the head coach. They asked him, like, what's going on with the team? What do you think you guys can do better? And he gave kind of like I don't know. I don't even know if it's like a bad answer. He just said like we got to play playoff hockey. And then when they went to go interview Sheldon Keefe, they asked him like, hey, your player Kovacevic, he said that the team should be playing playoff hockey. Well, Sheldon Keefe didn't like that, and he basically said, well, I think Kovacevic should probably be playing a better game before he can say anything about the team. Paraphrasing, and then Sheldon Keefe left it at that and literally just walked away from the podium. But yeah, so things aren't going too good over there. But it's yes, they're on a losing streak. I don't expect this to be a team that's going to be easy for the Blackhawks to win. Hockey's hockey. Chicago has played spoiler in the past during this time of the year, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Blackhawks do pull out a win, but more than likely I wouldn't count on it. Yeah, so for the Blackhawks, I'm sorry, let me go to the Devils' last 10 real quick. So they're on that losing streak, and then last 10 games, 4-5-1. So again, not horribly ugly, but not great. Blackhawks, on the other hand, they are 2-6-2 in their last 10 games, coming off of a win against Philadelphia, ending a 7-game losing streak, which was, not fun to go through. For lineups, we have, I'll do injuries, I guess. So for the Blackhawks, we got scratched due to injury. Dickinson, Doc, Martinez, TJ Brody, healthy scratch. And then injured reserve, we got Laurent Brossois. Sorry you had to hear that. And then the roster I'm looking at has Shea Weber, so that kind of threw me off. For the Devils, again, this is as of the evening of March 25th. They have on injuries. They got Hughes, who's still injured, and then Siegenthaler, he's on LTIR. Hamilton is injured as well. He is not on LTIR. And then, just for clarification's sake, that Hughes' brother is Jack Hughes. The other Hughes, he is not currently in the NHL. Wrong. Very wrong. Luke Hughes is. Sorry, that's a brain fart on my part. He's literally on the top pairing. So, kind of looking through our lineup then for the Blackhawks. Yesterday in practice, we still have that top line with Donato, Nazar, and Bedard. Second line has Teravainen, Foligno, Mikheyev. The third line has Kurashev, Veleno, and Bertuzzi. The fourth line is going to have Slaggert, Reichel, Pat Maroon. On defense, you're going to have Vlasic, Crevier with the top pairing. Middle pair is going to be Del Mastro and Murphy, and then the bottom pair is Kaiser and Levshinov. So those are your lineups for tonight. And I kind of want to spend real quick talking about that top line with Bedard and Nazar. I'm cool with Bedard playing on the wing for now if that gets him going offensively. But for Nazar, I want to see him play center. So if Bedard comes back to center, I would really not like to see Nazar play on Bedard's wing. That's just a quick little thought. I don't want to waste your time with that, but yeah, that's it's pretty much it, I guess. I guess goalies, right? So in net, we got we don't have anybody definitively, so I guess I'm gonna have to predict, and I think Spencer Knight is gonna get the start, just because of the opponent in the Devils. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for now. Again, you can watch this game on TNT, or you can watch it on CHSN. And if you're streaming it, you won't be able to because it is going to be blacked out. And that game is going on at 6:30 p.m. CT tonight. And that's pretty much it. Real quick, just before I end, again, just bear with me while I get through this. This is all just for practice of doing actual podcasting stuff. If you do have any suggestions of like what you'd like to hear for the show, please shoot me a message at Substack or find me on Twitter at DirtyThird81. But basically, I don't want to go too nitty gritty into like the stats and numbers because then it becomes like one person rambling on, and that gets very boring in my opinion. A one man show for a podcast is not the most exciting. That being said, that's all I have. Please check my stuff out at OnTap Sportsnet and eatthehatchet.com for the newsletter. And yeah, let's go Hawks.